You guys, this is my first video about the horrific tragedy of these 5 people who lost their lives on the Ocean Gate Titan, the little submersible that they paid lots of money to this guy, last name Rush. I can't remember his whole name, but he was the CEO of that company that owned the Titan, and they paid a lot of money to go down to see the Titanic on this little submersible. And the more and more I read about this, the more I understand that this guy didn't get him. This is my opinion, and I know he has family and they are grieving the loss of his life also, but this guy, in my opinion, was greedy, and he didn't give a damn who he hurt trying to make a name for himself with this little submersible that, if he had done it right, would have been awesome. But he chose not to do it right. He chose shortcuts. He chose not to have his ducks in a row, all his I's dotted and his T's crossed. And look at the tragedy that happened. So the reason why I'm talking about this today, after so many people have done videos from day one of it going missing, going silent, which we now know is the day that they all passed away, when the submersible imploded, which means it caved in. Explode is out, implode is in, and killed everyone aboard. So this is coming from the New York Post. It was put out today, July 5th, 2023, and it says that Ocean Gate CEO told previous passengers to sleep after sub battery went kaput. A videographer who once traveled to the Titanic aboard the doomed Ocean Gate submersible has claimed that CEO Stockton Rush shamelessly suggested that the passengers sleep after the battery went kaput. You guys, I hope that you don't hear that wind in the background, but I have my air conditioner on. I'm in Louisiana. The temperature is well over 100 degrees outside, and I am suffocating in my home with the air conditioner on. It is just so humid. Back to the story. So, according to this videographer who went to the Titanic on that submersible, the battery went dead, and Stockton Rush, the owner, the CEO, told everyone to go to sleep. Now, we heard them talking about everyone would have to sleep to reserve their oxygen, because they only had 96 hours of oxygen remaining when they first went missing. So I completely believe this guy's account of what he says happened. Jaden Pan said on the BBC's The Travel Show in 2022 that a battery died about 2 hours into the Titan's dive, and the famed shipwreck in 2021. The 5-person tourist vessel was a distance of about 2 football fields from the ship's remains when Rush informed the passengers that they'd have to return to the surface. At first, I thought he was joking because we were over 2 hours into our expedition and so close to the bottom, Pan said on the show. But then he explained that one of the batteries went kaput and we were having trouble using the electronic drops for the weights. So it would be hard for us to get back up to the surface, he said. This is sad, you guys. I feel like the The families of these people who, in my opinion, because it was negligent, they were murdered, in my opinion, because of negligence. I think those families should sue the hell out of OceanGate and break it. And I heard that the offices have been closed, but I'm pretty sure with the hefty price that he was charging people, and he's supposed to be very rich himself. I mean, was rich. The survivors, go after him. I would. Even though it's not going to bring your family members back, I'd still do it, because you never know if someone else will pick up this company and this outrageous idea and commit more atrocities such as this. Rush then suggested to the passengers go to sleep as the Titan's weights dissolved, a process that required some 24 hours, allowing it to rise. Half the crew, including Rush, had no problem with snoozing in the abyss, Pan explained, but the other half refused, so the CEO managed to use hydraulics to drop the weight, and the Titan returned to the surface. Pan's account is the latest to emerge about the late Rush's actions as OceanGate CEO. Why do I say do not text me, do not call me, yet everyone still does so? So sad. All along, it was a death trap, you guys. Rush, who used cost-effective shortcuts to build the Titan, has faced intense criticism after the disaster for seemingly ignoring major safety concerns while charging wealthy customers $250,000 each for the trip to the iconic wreck. Wow. New video has emerged of him saying the submersible has been severely damaged by a lightning strike during a 2018 test dive in the Bahamas. Rush 61 was piloting the Titan when it imploded on June 18th, killing him along with British billionaire Hamish Harding, 58, French Titanic expert Paul Henry, I can't say his last name, you guys, Nargilolet, 77, 48-year-old Pakistani tycoon Shahzada Dawood, and his 19-year-old son Suleiman. OceanGate has declined to comment to the media since the tragedy, but Rush said in 2021 that he would like to be remembered as an innovator. Yeah, exactly. It's all about you, you selfish ass prick. I think it was General MacArthur who said, "You're remembered for the rules you break." This is a quote from him, you guys. "You're remembered for the rules you break. And I've broken some rules to make this," the CEO said, adding, "The carbon fiber and titanium, that's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did," referring to the controversial design of the Titan's hull. And look at him bragging. He bragged about breaking rules and using carbon fiber, which he clearly stated in his quote that you're not supposed to do. And in my opinion, it was clear that he didn't give a damn about those people's lives, all of the people collectively who have gone down to the Titanic with him. I view him as a criminal. He broke rules. He bypassed all sorts of safety protocols. For what? $250,000 per person. That is what I think he did all of that for money. And he says he wants to be remembered as an innovator. Well, his memory, he won't be remembered as an innovator. He will be remembered by me and so many others as a failure, a complete and utter idiot, a failure, a break the rules type of person. And in my opinion, should be charged, even though he's dead and gone. with negligent homicide. And the families should go after that damn company. Because guess what? He didn't care about your family. So why should you care about his? I'm pretty sure that they're very well off. I mean, look at all the money that he made from all the people that have gone down in that death trap. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this. Would you have ever gone down in that hunk of junk? First of all, I'm afraid of heights. So being way down at the bottom of the ocean would feel in my brain like being too far up. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I'm also claustrophobic. I probably would have gone crazy just getting in there. Nope, I'm not being closed up in anything. And also, whatever happened to like talking to other people who have gone before you in this hunk of junk death trap contraption and getting to know what happened with them? You know, doing research on if this man is telling the truth about the safety of this thing. You know, we go on Google and we look at reviews of restaurants and doctors, and I know I do before I go to visit a doctor, a specialist that I've never seen before, because sometimes I get sent to specialists for things. I'm going to make sure that he has great reviews from his patients and that he has no problems with his license. Do your homework. Don't just put your life at risk. This is to everyone, including myself, because we all do things that we shouldn't. But that was so serious, and look at how it turned out. Look at how it turned out. And the whole thing is sad, but the saddest part is reading about the 19-year-old who did not want to go, but he went to spend time with his father as a Father's Day, thing. Father's Day was, around that time. And they spent time together because that was something that his father really wanted to do. So he agreed to go. But his aunt said he was afraid and didn't want to go. And he's gone now, 19 years old, still a baby, right? When you're 19, you think you're grown, but you really aren't. And I can say that because I'm 20 years past 19 now. He still had so much life to live, and it was taken away from him by a selfish idiot prick who wanted to be known as an innovator, but will forever be known as a failure, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments.